In our first lesson, we created a layout for our card using the wireframe technique. This is what the front for my card looks like, and in the second lesson, we designed our card. This is what the design for my card looks like. This is what the wireframe for the back of my card looks like, and that's the design for the back. Today we're going to create a brand kit. When we click on this brand button here on the left in Canva, we see that we can create different brands. For each brand we can add our logos, colors, fonts, our focus pictures, various components, graphics and icons. Saving these elements together as a brand will allow us to easily reuse them on our website and other assets such as business cards, posters or newsletters. To create your personal brand kit, you will need to click on the brand button here on the left, and by clicking on this plus button at the bottom you can create your personal brand kit. When we have our logo, colors, fonts and graphics documented, it will help us to apply them to our web pages easily. I use this bird as a logo, and to save it as a logo I need to export it as a separate standalone picture. I'm going to copy it, create a new page, resize this page to square. Because my width is 14.8 centimeters, I'm just going to make height equal to that number. And I want to make sure that this resizing only applies to page 3. Once I selected all correct options, I'm going to resize this design. Here you need to make sure that you press the resize this design button at the bottom, not the copy and resize button at the top. The purple button here is the incorrect one to press. And I can see that just page 3 has been resized to square format, and pages 1 and 2 have remained exactly like they were before. I can now paste my bird, position him in the center, and export him as an image. To export, we need to remember that we're just exporting page 3, the bird, for our logo. We will press Share, Download. I'm going to choose Transparent Background. Press this page to only export page 3 and download it. Now I have my downloaded bird. I'm also going to export this twig because I'm going to reuse it on the website. Again, I'm going to add a page, copy the twig, paste it in the page. I'm going to resize the page. Here I'm just guessing that about 5 centimeters should do it because my width is 14.8, about a third of that width should cover the twig. Again, deselect all pages except the one you want to resize and press done. Make sure you select to resize this design, not to copy and resize. Once I have positioned the twig in the page, I'm going to export it again as an image. Press Share, Download. Transparent background is still selected there. Select to download this page only and press the button. I am now ready to create my brand kit. Press the brand button. Select the brand kit we have created. Press Add Logos. The plus button here allows us to upload an asset. My logo is this bird in the Downloads folder. I'm going to rename it to something shorter. And to add my branch to the brand kit, I will press on Graphics. Here it's prompting me to save logo. Again, we simply press the plus button, upload asset, select our branch. This time not forgetting to press save. Excellent, so we now have our logo and one of our graphics saved and ready to go. The next step in the branding process is to assign fonts so that when we get to creating our website, they're ready for us to apply. Press on the brand, press fonts, and these are all the elements which we can select different fonts for. For the title of my card, it's quite clear, it's Apricots 40. I'm going to press title, pick my font. If it's not here in the drop-down box, you can search for it and apply Apricots and size 40. The title is done. My subtitle is Schoolbell 16. My headings here are Apricots 16. My subheadings here are Schoolbell 8.7. The section header is over here, and that's Apricots 16. The text in the body of my wrap card is in open source 8.7. The quote here on the back is Schoolbell 20. I don't have any captions to my pictures in the card, but if I had captions, they might be in this font or they might be in this font. So I have a choice between Schoolbell 8.7 and Open Source 8.7. I'm going to go with Open Source because it's cleaner. Once I have all my fonts assigned, matching the look of our card, I'm going to press Save. Colors are the last thing to assign. They could be a little bit more tricky because I need to know specific color codes. When I press Add Brand Colors, I have this color picker here. Let's see what color we have for our peach. This is my color code, and I can copy it, or I can write it down to remember, and paste it in this field here. I can give it a name, and now I have my first color added. Let's add the second color. My second color is this green, and if I press on the box, I will be able to see the color here. Select it, copy the code, paste the code like this, give it a name, and my second color has been added. For my twig, I have this dark grey brown, so I'm going to copy its code, add it here as dark grey brown, paste the code, and press Save. Now my brand is complete with a logo here, with its colors, fonts, and graphics. If you have icons, you can certainly add them over here, and if you have specific photos that you want to use, you can add them here. We're now ready to start making a website for our brand.